Good evening, friends, folks, and other people. Good evening and very warm welcome. And let me just check that the zoom is going to zoom in the way I want it to. Right in the middle of my map. Yeah. If I have anything smaller, I want to come in a bit closer. Yeah, oh, absolutely, that'll do. Right, I've changed camera positions because I just think it's a better position. I think this one's a better position. And I did try it over there for a while, but I just think this is a better position. And I hope you agree. And those that don't think that, tough. Anyway. Let's see what we got here before we take it apart. Let's zoom in a bit. Right, what have we got? Let's turn it round so you can see it. We've got a Wallace of Croydon, a visual null indicator. Basically a single tracer. It's basically an audio amplifier, I believe. I've not looked in here yet. For all I know, there could be half a brick in it. Anyway, it cost me £5 of my pounds, which I'm not bothered about. It cost £5, and it's got the knobs on it. It's got obviously a speaker in the middle there, which gives it away there's some sort of amplifier in there going on, and we've got a mini cathode ray valve here, like a tuning indicator valve, and I presume this is some sort of sensitivity or volume control. We'll find out. And there's a grubby little handle on the top. There's a sticker on it saying calibration not required, which means it doesn't have to be calibrated. It's had a test code in recent years. It's got a barcode sticker on it. So it's had a test in recent years. And there's a sticker on the back there. Something Colchester, I don't know. Anyway. Right. And basically what this does, it allows you to, I would presume, it would allow you to null certain points in, if you do like a radio alignment, you know, and you need to find a null point, you can plug this into it and adjust. I mean, that plug will have to come off. I have to put something more fitting on it, more user friendly for me. I've got the very thing. Anyway, basically it's for for looking at null points in radios and stuff like that. I presume that's what it's for. I've not done any checking on it yet, but anyway, what I'll do, I'll zoom back out and get the screws out. We'll get it open and we'll have a look. I was going to save this till Tuesday for me and Mike to have a look at. I still will do that, but my curiosity, my highly developed sense of curiosity, unfortunately, folks, is getting the better of me. And these screws are loose. I always try and buy hand first, because you never know, do you? You might get lucky, might be loose. Oh, there we are. Yeah. So whoever was in this last didn't use a screwdriver, and it was it was actually serviced by H.W. Wallace and Co. Limited in 92 and then again in 93. Oh no, it was serviced in 92 and its next service was due in 93. and it obviously never got done because it would have had another date on there, so that's the last time it was serviced. So that's a few years ago. Anyway, there's the screws. Let's get my little pot down to put them in so we don't lose anything. That there. Now, are we ready to lift the skirt on this and have a look? There we go. Here we go. Right. We've got a modern connection there. That wouldn't have been put there by the manufacturer. That was an add-on by somebody. Because it's modern colours, that. Let's just see if we can... Right, they're modern colours, so they wouldn't have been put on by the manufacturer. So what we'll do, we'll start off. We'll turn the fucking soldering iron on, won't it? There we go. So we'll start off by removing that because it wasn't put there by the manufacturer. And it's impeding my progress at getting into this machine and having a look. So... But as you can see, yeah, we'll take this out because it wasn't put there by the manufacturer. Don't know what it's for. Some external... I don't have a lead that fits either. It's obviously so you can take some external, what do you call it, output out of it, isn't it? Some external, you can, yeah, power something else off it. You know, so that's what that's been done. It's been done to suit somebody else's purpose, hasn't it? Not mine, so we'll remove that, thank you very much, and will enable me to get into it better. If we will, if I can find me fucking clippers. Oh, where's my clippers? Do you know something? Do you know you can spend most of your life, looking for fucking tools that are right in front of you. Mine have dropped on the floor down here. And after the Compact 4, I'm not really in the mood for a challenge for a bit, so I'm not going to do anything too challenging for a while. But while the iron gets hot and we get up to speed on that sort of thing, let me just put my fucking electric shaver away. I don't need that out. I had a shave. I don't even know whether this thing works. I mean, I ain't got a clue whether it works, whether it works, what it works like, or whatever. Put my shaver down there for a minute. Now, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this aftermarket wire out, because I sure as hell don't want it in there, and just snip them off here at the switch. There we go. And the earth. I hate it when people put extra aftermarket wires and stuff in. Snip that. Can I get further down? There we go. Right. What I'll do, I'll leave the plug in there because it will fill a hole, so all I'll do is I'll just because I don't know, I don't have a plug that fits that, and it was done for somebody else's purpose, not mine, and I'll save that bit of wire for a job. And basically I can now, the rubber grommets come out of the back there and all, I can now pull this through. I don't know whether to put a socket on here for plugging a lead in or whether to have the lead built in as it is. I think I'll go for it built in as it is. The reason why I'm going to do that is I won't lose the lead. Right, so let's move the back of it over towards the back of the bench. There we go. And now we can take a good look at this animal. Right. Right, it's really nicely made by looking at it here. There's no recce valve, so it tells me it's a metal recce. And it ain't on the top, so it's got to be on the bottom. What's this? What's the valve line up? Can't see the number on that. It's wore off. It'll be it's one of those miniature CRT things though. And the audio output is an ECL82 on the audio output. Nice valve sockets, not bad at all. Good and tight. Everything's good and tight. Little Goodman's loudspeaker in there. Little small Goodman's speaker. We've got audio transformer, main transformer. Let's have a look on the bottom side of this little unit. Oh, hey, look at that, folks. Look at the way that's wired. Let me zoom in on this. You've got to see this. Look at the way that's wired. That is wired really nicely. I mean, didn't they take pride in their work here, you know, years ago? It's obviously had a new capacitor put in it sometimes. Someone's replaced that. So, in fact, a few of these components in here are new. There's been a few parts in here that are actually new, so I'm hoping I won't have to do any. I'm hoping this is going to be nice and easy for me. But I like the way that recce's been wired. Look at that. Yeah, I'll tell you a funny story. I was at the Swapmeet this morning, and I was talking to a lad called Steve. He recognised me from watching my videos, and he's been trying to get an idler out of me for his record player. I mean, I will send him one. If I'd have known he was going to be there today, I'd have taken one with me, but I didn't know. So anyway, he emailed me and asked me about an idler, and he recognised me today, and he called me over, and he was taking the radio to bits or trying to. He's only got one arm that he can use. Like, I felt sorry for him really, but he's only got one arm he could use, and he was struggling. So I said to him, "Do you need a hand?" So he says, "Yeah." So anyway, I was taking this radio apart, the Bush radio. I said, "When was the last time it was plugged in?" He said, "Oh, it still is." Yeah. So there's one to remember. If somebody at a swap meet asks you to take a radio apart, make sure they've unplugged the fucking thing first. It was plugged in. Anyway, I didn't get a shock or anything, but you know, yeah. He says he won't hurt you, so the electricity. I said, yes, I don't want to get a shock. You know, it was turned off at the on-off switch, so I wouldn't have got a shock, but even so. You don't know, do you, which way, if somebody wired the mains plug the wrong way, you could have done. If it's, mine, I think there's a double throw switch used on them, so you're pretty safe with them off, but even so, I like to have them off. I like to have them unplugged. So there we go, and the smoothing capacitor in this is 50 by 50 microfarads by 350 volts. Made in England, absolutely, where all the best stuff was made. Yeah. And we've got what looks like a wire wound potentiometer there. And we've got a conventional one here. And where does our pickup wire run to? Our pickup wire is here, on this terminal and this terminal, so that's going to be easy to change. Just a matter of getting it out. And see, I've got an old guitar amp that I've been using as a signal tracer, but in all honesty, folks, it's crap. You know, it's rubbish. And what I need to do is find a power lead for this. I'm not using that, it looks a bit cruddy. I am going to replace the power lead on it. So, you know, I'm not going to be powering it up on this video. This is just an overview of the video, of the stuff that I actually got. So we're not going to be doing a power up on this video. So anyway, that's that. That's the null. And that's the, what do you call it, the visual null indicator, made in England. I'll find out a bit more about Wallace. I've never heard of them. I dare say some of you lads have, but me no. Let's zoom back out. Yeah, I'm going to keep the camera in this position. I think it's better. But let me know your thoughts on that anyway. You know, I'm always interested in feedback, people's thoughts. You know, what people think. So what we'll do, we'll put the screws back in it for now. Just although loosely, because as I say, I'm not going to do the work on it now. I'm just basically telling you what I've got from the Swapmeet and showing you, really. So I'm not going to be doing any power up. That's not out, it's out of something else. But yeah, I mean, this will be a nice little addition to my ever-growing collection of test instruments. Just put them in loose. Wallace of Croydon, I'll have to find out who they are. Anyway, so that is that, and I'm not too bothered about the power lead. The reason for this is because I'm not too bothered about the grommet for the power lead, because I'm going to be putting a new power lead on it. I'm not using that one, don't care. Anyway, so what we'll do, we'll curl that back up there for now. There we go, and it's uncurled again. Never mind. Shit, I need to sort my workshop out and all, folks. Right, so what I'll do, I'll put this on the side here. That can go there out of the way. Now, what else I got, and I've already thrown them in my collection. There we go. I actually bought these as well while I was there. I bought 3 cartridges, and they all were, they've been tested, and the guy I bought them off tested them, but I tested them the minute I got home because they didn't work. I'd have saved them and gone back with them next time. At £5 each, dead right. Anyway, zoom in. There we go. Right, and these are actually GP93 stereo cartridges. And I bought these because I've got some record players that are short of a cartridge, and by the look of it, they've got new styli in them as well. By the look of it, I'll have to have a look under the microscope and check them. But I've got a stylus for each one of these anyway. But these are GP93-1 stereo ceramic cartridges with stylus protectors on them. I mean, yeah, if you've got stylus protectors on, the chances are the styluses are probably okay. So I'm happy with that. Happy days. So I'll put them back in the cartridge box. Put that back there out of the way. Now, I didn't really buy a lot of the Swapmeet this time. I mean, I only didn't really get as much as I normally get. I mean, I did, however, I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist this little fella. I had to bring him home with me. Let's zoom out. Can you see what it is yet? I bet you can't. You'll soon know in a minute though. There we go. Let's turn it round so you can see the front. Yep. Right, let's lift it up. Yeah, folks, you're absolutely right. You got it in one. It's a Dansette Bermuda, but it's an early one. And then look at the grill. The speaker grill's in really good condition. I mean, it's got its fair amount of wear. I normally restore these, but I'm not going to restore this. It's got its fair amount of wear. It's, you know, that's the history of it. This is in nice condition. So I'm not going to restore. I'm just going to get it. I'm just going to do all the. I'm going to do an electrical restoration. I'm going to do the electronics, and that's it. I'm not going to touch the case. I'm just going to clean the case, but I'm going to leave it as it is because that's part of its history. I normally restore. I'm not going full out. I don't want to. Anyway, let's open the lid, and there we are. This is a. There's no cartridge in there. There was. I took it out to test it, and it's dead. But this is a early. This is an early. Somebody had a picture stuck in there at one time of their favourite artist or artists. I'll turn it around so you can see it better. There we go. Look at that. It's got the BSR Monarch in it. It's the earlier Monarch. It's not the. I don't know what UA it is, but it's in BSR anyway. And the mat's gone rock hard, so I have to see about sourcing the mat for it. And I don't know whether this works. I haven't had it in. I haven't had it plugged in. But that doesn't matter. Somebody's had a go because that screw there is raised. Somebody's been in here before me, but I don't care about that. The turntable isn't seized. The speed changer isn't seized. What about the mechanism? Well, that's not seized. It doesn't switch off like, but it's not seized. And see if the arm goes over. Lift the control arm up. Engage the mech. There we go. Yeah, it goes to a 12-inch position. Now let's try the 10-inch position. Yeah, that's the 10-inch position. Yeah. Now let's go to, oh, the 7-inch, it will go over itself. Yeah. And so all that seems to work. It clicked. Will it switch off? No. So it doesn't switch off, but everything seems to work. And the idler feels stiff at times and all, which is what you want. So this is going to come apart and get a bath. Be cleaned up. See what I can do about the rubber mat. Probably have to order one. But there are somebody selling these now. So I just don't see how I can justify about 30 quid for the fucking things. But yeah, this is not the UA8, it's the one after the UA12 or something fucking daft. But it's all, but after the UA8 they were all the same. They just, you know, the mechanism underneath and under is all exactly the same. UA8 was different because it had the control arm over here, whereas BSR on this model moved it over here, and that's where it stayed until the very end of production. And that's that. The clip doesn't stay down very well, but there's no cartridge in there, so that doesn't matter. And got a cobweb there. But that's my other acquisition I got today at the Swapmeet, and he wanted £25, and they'll need a new power lead. I mean, you wouldn't even use that for your speakers, would you? But back then it was quite legal, but you wouldn't use it for your speakers. All the fittings are on here. It's complete. The lid shuts nice and cleanly. So basically, we've got the makings of a good. We've got the makings of a good original dance set. If you think dance sets were good, I have my humble opinion on that, but I'll keep it to myself. I won't tell everybody I thought it was shite, because I intend to sell this. Anyway, anyway, folks. Thank you very much for watching. It's just a quick overview video. And you know, just for something else really. You know, how much of this you're gonna see I don't know, because you've seen me service. Mind you, I don't think you've seen me service this particular type of Monarch. You've seen me service the rest, but I'll tell you what, I'll do a full service video for you. I'll do a series on the dance set Bermuda, and I'll show you me doing the amp and the rest of it. How about that, eh, folks? And we'll make sure everything's in tip-top condition for its new owner, or owners, or whoever, yeah, ends up with it after I've done it. And it will be getting a 3-core lead, because I know this has an isolation transformer, and I know you can put a 3-core lead in it with no problem. You can earth it with no problem. So we'll be doing that. And it should have been done in the first place, but it never was. Not on this particular unit. On later models, they did add an earth. But anyway, we'll turn the soldering iron off. It turns out I didn't need that. And I will say goodbye for now, folks. And I will catch you all later. And thank you very much for watching.